What's up, all you radical dudes, and dudettes? Toyshiz here, and I'm back yet again to give you guys another retro, well, say semi-retro shiz look back at the past. And today we're totally checking out 2013 Mattel's DC Multiverse, The Vampire Batman. And of course, this is based off the 3 graphic novel limited series where Batman meets Dracula. So most specifically, let's say Batman Vampire. Then you also had Crimson Mist, and then also you had Batman Bloodstorm, and all that kind of stuff. So, interesting story, essentially, and just full spoilers, we'll just get this out of the way. Batman becomes a vampire and battles Dracula. That's like the short end of it. But there have been some figures here and there. DC directed a really nice Vampire Batman figure. That one was more based on the Crimson Mist storyline. We'll just say it kind of like folds into every other story. It's just Batman. He gets Batman wings. He basically becomes Man-Bat. Always has this red dagger, teeth, the works. You know what I mean? Gradually becomes more vampiric as time goes on. If you've never seen The Batman, that old animation, The Batman versus Dracula, I caught that at STCC like years and years ago. They did a premiere. That is an amazing movie, and it kind of adapts the whole Batman vampire thing. It's very, very cool, including the one scene where if you've never seen this movie, when you see it, it involves this guy, it will blow your mind that they did that in the kids' cartoon. Anyways, there's also been the Justice League Gods and Monsters, where the Man-Bat character, you had Kirk Langstrom as Batman himself, so he was more vampiric. And then actually DC Direct will be having a Batman The Adventures Continue Vampire Batman tie-in action figure eventually coming up, hopefully in the next month or two from watching this video. So check your clocks whenever you do actually see this. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee or blood or whatever you're into drinking these days. This is the 2013 Mattel DC Multiverse, The Vampire Batman. Now, this is one of those figures where I recently just got him in the mail, and it's one of those I never picked up, always wanted to. I remember seeing a few of these from this particular wave when Kmart was still a big thing. It was kind of hard to find DC Multiverse, but I'm happy to have him now, and I'm happy to do this video on him because it's a very fun figure, and it's fun to see where Mattel, they were really, really on top of it. Just love those ears on him. Always when Batman's got those really tall ears, it always reminds me of reading comics back in the day and seeing all the Batman Nightfall ads, you know, when he's got, like, how do you get in the Batmobile with that? Just saying. But they are executed well here, and largely it looks like the artwork. Really nice detail, really nice head sculpt. It's got all the little blue elements to his costume here and there, and you'll see on the cape in just a second. I like the cape. I really just like how it kind of folds back at an angle. It's not over the shoulders, and you'll see why in just a second of why they did this. But just the blue highlights really just... Mattel, you were on a roll, baby. That was going good back in the day. But really nice teeth, nicely painted eyes. He's got just some really wild articulation for back in the day. He got double jointed elbows and all that kind of stuff. Not so much in the wrists and the ankles, but he did come with a couple accessories. He's got some bat wings that you hook in, and then also the red crimson dagger. Really nice detail on the wings. Solid color. Unfortunately, it would have been awesome to get some more paint, some dry brush, something like that to really make them pop. Maybe even a different color, you know, here and there. But they simply just pop into his back. And then you also got this really nicely shaded, actually, red dagger. That's from the comics. A little bit of a bat dagger, you could say. Nice, flexible material, light, rubbery. Really cool. I love the red on it. It's very, you know, it's the blood element, I guess you could say, because they couldn't go too far back in the day. But yeah, the wings just simply slip right into his back, fold underneath the cape, and they look good. There's one motion, up or down. They're not going to fold in. They're not going to wrap around him, nothing like that. But you get him in a good angle. He just looks cool. And the one thing I will point out, though, is that really with the artwork, and really if you're looking at the DC Direct figure, I think this Batman should have been a little bit more chunky, bulky, with how he looks. He's a little bit more gaunt, but I do like it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good, like, if I got a big chunky one now, that would be cool too, but the big gaunt one works as well. He's not going to hold the dagger really much at all. His hands are open. you can slip it in there. You can kind of do the Raphael kind of thing where he's holding the sai. Or if it's just straight up and down, he will hold it, but if you move him, it's going to fall right out. But it's the posing, you know, it's the way the hands are positioned. They can just get, he can crouch, he can, looks like he's going to feed on a victim, something like that. So I do really like this figure. And again, it's fun to go back and find old figures that you never really got, but it's the hands, it's the really articulated looking hands. Those are awesome. When pairing him up, let's say with the new McFarlane DC Multiverse, he is around that 6-inch mark. So he's shorter than what is going on for the McFarlane Multiverse, but he still looks good. I mean, if you got a whole bunch of Batmans, he's going to really definitely stand out in your collection, and he does look good with that, say, modern Bat-Raptor that just came out. You can get some good photos out of that. Imagine Batman showing up, be like, oh, cool, he's going to save us. And then this thing pops out. With the, let's say, DC Collect and Connect, the old previous ones, Clayface, he works good, massive. You can see the scale really works. He's that Batman 6-inch, but that would definitely be a mouthful of mud if Batman's going for the neck there. With NECA and then also Mezco, he's somewhere in the middle, a little bit taller than Mezco, a little bit shorter than NECA, but I do like that NECA kept the long, long ears. Always like that 90s look. And of course, I love the really long alternate ears from Batman's first appearance. A couple other monsters. You got Zombie Captain America from Diamond Select and Ash from NECA Toys. If you got a monster shelf, if you got a Halloween shelf, especially for Halloween, this is a good guy to pull out. I think you're definitely going to be happy. He's an interesting Batman, and he's one that's definitely for the shelf. A little bit old school articulation, a lot of articulation, but when it comes to, like, let's say the wrists and ball joints, the head doesn't really move up too well. Those are just minor nitpicks, but I would say just a standalone, pose him, you're going to look good, he's going to look good, your shelf is going to look good, and that's really all that matters. Love the teeth, love the face. Really cool to see what DC Multiverse was doing back in the day for Mattel. So I'm curious to know what you guys think about this figure. Do you have him? Do you need to get him now? And were you a big fan of the original's comics source material, the Elseworlds story? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Vampire Batman. I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, stay safe out there and keep the blood drinking to a minimum as best as one could. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.